You dated him for 5, 7, 10 years. You thought you were heading down the aisle, but year after year, holiday season and Valentine's Day came and went without a ring. You watched your first cousin get married, the one who's your age and who used to play out Barbie's wedding with you when you were little. When it was your Barbie's turn to get married, her Barbie would stand in the front row, looking up at the bride in admiration. Now, your cousin is standing at the altar, and you're holding your boyfriend's hand, avoiding his gaze because you don't want to ask when it's going to be your turn. Perhaps you were a maid of honor to your little sister, and you have to admit that one hurt. Whenever you did talk to your boyfriend about the future, he told you he wasn't ready to settle down. You were both so young, and you still had time to relax and see where things are going. Since you were about to turn 28, 30, 35, or some other milestone you had set for yourself, and things were going nowhere, you called it quits. A year later, you learned your ex is seriously dating someone. You briefly stalk her social media over a glass of wine and laugh. Late at night, you text your girlfriends, ha 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 ha. Good luck to her, she doesn't know what she's in for. Another year passes, and you learn your ex is engaged to be married to the new girl, the very first serious girlfriend he had after you. And you think to yourself, what the actual fuck? Before you go crazy looking for an explanation, allow me to help out. But please keep in mind that not every possibility will fit every man. One or two might fit your ex though, and they may, or may not, give you solace. You were not the one. The simplest, most straightforward explanation is that you were not the one for him, or he for you. And that's okay. It happens. It doesn't mean he didn't like you. He genuinely thought he loved you. You two had fun. You were easygoing and made his life better, so it was easy for him to go on with your program, until he took a serious look at his future and realized he couldn't share that with you. Not forever. Dating and having fun is one thing. Getting married and spending the rest of your lives together is quite another. When he had to be honest, he couldn't promise you that. It sucks that he took nearly a decade to admit it, but better late than never. He's older now. This man spent years telling you he wasn't ready to settle down. By year 7 or so, you began to suspect he was full of shit, and not ready was code for never. But what if not ready yet actually meant not ready yet? Part of the reason why he married the first girl after you might have something to do with the fact that he feels old enough now. He feels ready. He's old enough to look around and notice all his other friends are married, to look in the mirror and notice he's getting bald/graying/wrinkled. He might be looking at fathers out in the park with their kids and wondering what it would be like to teach his son a thing or two. He might be visiting his parents during the holidays and realizing if he doesn't have children soon, his kids will never get to meet or remember grandpa or grandma. He's had enough adventure. Before he decided to get married, he thought he wanted to experience a great adventure. Travel the world, live abroad, create a business, sleep with more people, you name it. There was something he wanted to get done, or thought it was important that he got done, that he thought he could never do while married. And since you were pressuring him to settle down, he thought the easiest route would be to break up and go at it alone, once and for all. Once you broke up, he set out to do it. Perhaps he did move abroad, or spend a year living in his parents' basement while applying for that dream job he so desperately wanted. Perhaps he got it. Perhaps he didn't. Either way, he realized that trying for whatever it was he wanted while remaining single wasn't worth it. He had his go at a big adventure, and he either accomplished what he had set out to do or failed, and realized it wasn't a big deal to begin with. He realized not everything in life has to happen in a precise order. You don't need to have everything lined up and figured out before deciding to share your life with someone. On the contrary, the person you decide to share your life with can help you achieve a lot of your goals even faster. She's a breath of fresh air. Let's face it, after nearly a decade, your relationship was getting stale. Years of not getting what you wanted turned you sour. You snapped at him a lot more. Simple disagreements turned into blown-out fights. The sound of his voice made you roll your eyes and vice versa. Both of you failed to work on the relationship. Both of you failed to repair it in time and dragged it along for far longer than you should have. When he met the new girl, she was lighthearted and fun. She didn't nag or chastise him. She didn't roll her eyes. She reminded him what was good and fun and exciting about being in a relationship. He doesn't want to screw up again. I like Matthew Hussey's explanation for this phenomenon in the book Get the Guy. In it, he explains how guys take their cues from popular culture and end up believing that the single life is amazing and commitment is like a prison. Once a guy settles for one woman, any possibility of a free, spontaneous, fun-filled life goes out the window. From then on, it's nothing but nagging and chores and an angry dragon breathing down his neck. When he ends a long-term relationship because his girlfriend wanted more than he was ready to give, the possibility of that glorious single life shines like a beacon at him again. But, according to Hussey, the glory is short-lived. Single guy soon realizes he misses the comforts of a relationship and settles down with the first serious girlfriend he gets, leaving the former girlfriend utterly confused. What she fails to realize is that a guy's ability to delude himself about the glories of being single is immense, and until he gets a reality check or two, he's unlikely to give it up, he writes. It's the rare man who reaches middle age and doesn't feel a tinge of regret about the one who got away. Matthew Hussey, get the guy. So there you have it. He might have settled down with his first serious girlfriend after you because he knows a good relationship is hard to come by. And after screwing things up with you, he's not about to make the same mistake again. Thanks for watching.